I've got the honor of introducing you to an old friend of mine now. We're about to get a welcome from Andrea Reimer from the City of Vancouver. And I just want to say that the City of Vancouver has been such an amazing ally in this fight against pipelines and tankers. When you're fighting one of the biggest companies in the world, when you're fighting a couple of the biggest companies in the world, when you're fighting some of the richest companies that have ever existed on planet Earth, it sure helps having the mayor and the city council behind you. Andrea is one of the people who talked me into doing the job that I'm doing right now, and she's one of the people who's made many, many activists in this city the kind of people who stand before you and talk into these microphones. So I just want to say thank you so much to Andrea Reimer and welcome him up to the stage.
So my name's Andrea Reimer, and it's really overwhelming to see all of you, and my honor today to offer the welcome of Mayor Gregor Robertson and City Council, as well as our deep thanks to you for standing up to defend our climate today. I wanted to acknowledge the Coast Salish, the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish, the Musqueam nations on whose traditional territory we're gathered, and to say thank you very much for the deep welcome to the territory that you gave today. City of Vancouver on June 21st, 2013, National Aboriginal Day, took the extraordinary step of proclaiming for the first time ever a year, and that year was the year of reconciliation with Aboriginal peoples. And it's not intended to be an end, but in fact a beginning, an opportunity for us to hear the truth about the impacts of colonization on Aboriginal peoples, an opportunity for us to come together and understand those impacts, and an opportunity for us to find a pathway forward into the future. It is not intended to rewrite the past, because that past can never be rewritten. But what we can do together is we can rewrite a future that might otherwise not have been if we hadn't have taken that action together as a city. What you're doing today is rewriting another kind of future for our city. Each extreme weather disaster, each oil spill related disaster, each new scientific report that comes out about the state of our climate tells us that we are on the wrong path with fossil fuels. Moving to another path is not about being the greenest city in the world, it's about being a city that can survive into the next century. Bravo. We cannot accept any more expansion of pipelines or tanker traffic on our coast. We need to not only say no to expansion, we need to be pushing back against what already exists, and we need to say yes. We need to say yes to a future that's about good paying green jobs built on smart technologies that build the kind of social justice for all in our community that we all aspire to. We are so proud as a city council to be able to stand alongside all of you, and I am very excited to be bringing back to Mayor Gregor Robertson the energy that you're bringing to this campaign to defend our climate. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Andrea. I just want to say, have you all seen those another fill in the blank against the Enbridge pipeline? Yeah. I just want to point out another city councillor against the Enbridge pipeline. Everybody say hi to Adrian Carr over there. We're going to have some other politicians in the audience today and on stage, and we'll try to recognize everybody. If anybody's here who I don't know is here, please come and find us behind the stage. I also just want to say, we never even really introduced you, Kosalem. This is Kosalem, everybody. Everybody say hi to him. I'm so glad we got him up on stage today. He's one of the most inspiring grassroots activists that I know in the city, and he's doing all kinds of great work bringing back languages and inspiring people and just really making activism a lot of fun. And if you're wondering what these crazy hats we're wearing are, I took mine off for global. Here. I should have left it on. These are orca hats we're wearing. You know, did you all hear about Janet Holder? You know, she was from Enbridge. She was going to do these commercials, you know, about the Enbridge pipeline, and then we got the notes, and then they canceled the commercials. You all heard about it? Everybody nod. I see a bunch of people saying you have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. Well, Janet Holder from Enbridge has, you know, they've been doing this aggressive, offensive, you know, I think it's offensive, attempt to try to win over the hearts and minds of the people of BC to try to get this pipeline pushed through. And the reason they're doing that, I know it's not very good, but the reason they're doing that is because they know that politicians give the permits, but the people give the permission. And that's why we're all here today, is to say that this issue is as black and white as a killer whale. Saying no to the Enbridge pipeline is as black and white as the killer whales that are threatened by that pipeline. And if you're like me and you think not everything's black and white, some things are shades of gray, well, guess what? Gray whales are threatened by the Enbridge pipeline too. So you know that this is one of over 130 actions that are happening around Canada today, right? Who here is all fired up to be part of one of the biggest days of action for the climate in the history of Canada? You know, I've got to say that saying no to Enbridge is about a lot more than just one particular pipeline. It's one project that's got particular problems. You know, it threatens the Great Bear Rainforest, it threatens Douglas Channel, it threatens our coast and our rivers and territory. But it's also become a symbol for so much more. And you've already heard a bit about that today. You know, for me, and I think for a lot of you, the Enbridge pipeline has become a symbol for our respect and for the history and the injustices done to First Nations people and our desire to do something about that. For many of us, saying no to the Enbridge pipeline is about saying no to corporations having too much control over our government. And for many of us, saying no to the Enbridge Northern Gateway pipeline is about saying no to the gateway to global warming. Tar sands oil releases 22% more greenhouse gases even than conventional oil. The Enbridge pipeline alone would allow the tar sands to expand by 30%. Same with the Kinder Morgan pipeline. But there's good news, and the good news is to get that oil to market, they have to get through me and you and everybody else. Are we going to let them do that?